What's up, guys? This is Derek with ESFIworld.com. We are here with HuK. So, first of all, thanks for joining us. How are you feeling right now about your tournament?
I feel pretty good. As long as I beat Dodoro. I don't know how to say his name properly. But
I don't either, so.
Okay, as long as I beat him, I should get first in my group, which is a huge step to trying to make it to the finals. So, pretty good.
So, first of all, we're actually in Orlando. You're originally from Florida, so if you had a chance to catch up with any old friends or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, actually, my dad came by today, and I haven't seen him in like a year. He flew down from Canada, so didn't quite make sense. But, yeah, I did see him. I have friends in the area. Some of them said they were going to make it out. I'm not sure if they will or not. I came from St. Petersburg, and I lived there for a really long time, so, yeah.
All right.
I like Florida somewhat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so getting into your group, it was pretty much entirely PvP outside of your games with July. You handled it pretty well right now. As you said, you're 3-1 with just the one match remaining. So how do you feel about PvP right now, both as a matchup after the patch, as well as how comfortable you are right now with your PvP?
PvP, I don't feel comfortable at all. There's a lot of aspects of the matchup that I don't understand still. In general, I'm playing good, I guess. I'm doing pretty well, so I think it's going to take a little bit more time for strategies to get defined. With the recent patch, it's changed a lot of things, and I'm not quite sure. It's still not the best matchup, though. I think it's the worst of the mirror matchups still.
Right. So, as you said, no matter the results of your group, you're going to be pretty deep into the championship bracket, and if you win your last one, you're going to win your group. So are you pretty happy with your performance at this point?
Yeah, I feel like the games that I did lose, I could have won, and the games that I won were pretty decisive, so just hopefully I play better as the tournament goes on, and I can win the whole thing, I think.
Okay, so speaking of the games you lost, the hero match, even though it's not probably going to have an impact on your tournament as long as you win your last game, this had to be pretty disappointing considering the way you lost those. Can you talk a little bit about those games and kind of how they went down?
Game 1, we both 4-gated. It was like worst case scenario, I drawed. Best case scenario, I won the game. And then I just got really greedy, I miscontrolled, kind of didn't take it as serious as I should have, and I ended up losing. And then game 2, I felt like he had an advantage. He went like Blink Stalker Harass, and he like sniped my Robo, and I managed to max out, and he really didn't get a good late-game army composition. So when we clashed at 200-200, even though I felt like he had a huge advantage during the game, he just lost because I had a better army. And then game 3, I had a really big advantage going into mid-game. And then late game, I was like way ahead, and then he did some nice harass. He harassed with some zealots on the left side, and then on the right side, he was attacking with Blink Stalkers. And then I defended and chased both off without major damage, but during this, he attacked in the middle, and I kind of underestimated how much he had in the middle, and then my army just got out of position. He played really well, and he won the game, unfortunately.
Were you able to learn anything from those games, or was it more of just you made certain mistakes and kind of caught yourself in unfortunate situations?
More like I made certain mistakes. I mean, game 3, I went a pretty risky build. I went a really fast expo, which is kind of not standard at all in PvP. It's generally thought that if you fast expo at all in PvP, you're going to just lose the game. And I went pretty quick. He went Phoenix, and I thought I defended pretty well. And although he was up probe count, I had 2 Nexus, so I was able to get a pretty good advantage into mid-game. And I don't know, it's still a confusing matchup, but I think I understand it better than most people.
All right. So with where you are in your group right now, what are your expectations now, and what do you consider a success for you in the tournament?
I think I would be content with top 3. If I win, I'll be happy, and anything else is just a disappointment.
Right. So during your games today, you've had a little bit of friendly back-and-forth chatter with certain players. Some people have been kind of theorizing that you do it to try to get sort of a psychological edge. Is it that, or are you really just having fun and trying to entertain the crowd and things like that?
No, I think it's just mostly having fun. I mean, if you consider who I'm doing it with, I mean, like I did it with like Hero and MC, and I've lived with those guys for like a year now or so. So, I mean, I sit next to MC like 8 hours a day, so it's just we're just having fun. And if any player like said, hey, I really don't like that you talking game or something, I wouldn't do it. It's just, just having fun.
Okay. So after the STC beat Stefano, he actually credited the Wind with filling him in on some of Stefano's weaknesses. And as you said, you live in the OGS house now for quite some time. So can you talk a little bit about how important the Wind is to the success of the OGS house and the team?
The Wind is basically our manager. He's the only person in the house that I call Hyung, which is like a older brother kind of thing in Korea. He just basically oversees everything in the house. If I ever have a problem, he'll be the guy I'll go to or would go to before. And, he just, he's like the father of OGS and just make sure things go smoothly. We also have like Cezanne and OGS Gon who help us with that as well.
So does the Wind do a lot of coaching too, as well as his other roles? Or
Yeah, like I said, Gon, the Wind and Cezanne really look out for players, and they'll like go around and say, like even he's a Zerg player primarily, but he plays all races now. That he's not really competing in GSL. And he'll coach MC, he'll coach all players. I mean, even though he's not playing at the highest level, he still did very recently, and he has a great understanding of the game. So he's really good.
So how much do you think that the lack of having coaches in Western houses, such as the new EG house, is really holding back the Western houses from competing with the Koreans?
There's no coaches per se, but I think even the players, there's still players that go around and they talk to each other, and that's fine too. I don't think there's a necessity for a coach at this time. Maybe if esports grows a little bit more and you can actually pay someone to do that, it would be a possibility. But at this point, I think just having other players there to talk, and then maybe a team captain or something that can oversee things and kind of help out the players if they have problems. The number one thing I think is just trying to keep players stress-free. When players don't have to worry about anything in life except playing the game, it's a lot easier to do better than if they have to worry about day-to-day stuff. So.
Obviously, you haven't been in the EG housing in North America too much. You've been there a little bit. But from your experience there, do you think, although you have the other practice partners, your other teammates, is it an issue just not being able to practice against the caliber of players that are on the ladder in Korea as opposed to North America?
Yeah, North American players are a lot worse than Koreans, and there's a lot less top players than Koreans. But it's nice to talk to other people that can speak English fluently and just kind of share ideas. The Korean style and the Western style are two different things, and it's really hard to determine what style is best. Either way, it's good to get perspective on both sides. So even if the latter is worse, it's good to talk to people that can understand the game and communicate you on their thoughts and whatnot. Okay.
In regards to that, when you joined EG, you guys talked about forming an EG house in Korea. What's the status of that, and how much longer are you going to be living in the OGS house?
When I go back to Korea, which is going to be after this event, a few days after this event, if I don't go to anything else, I might go to ESWC, but it's undetermined. I'll be trying. There'll be something set up at the time. I assume it's going to be announced soon. It's pretty big news, so I guess just look out for that. But I won't be living in the OGS house, so yeah.
Are you worried about your practice as you move out of the OGS house, since you've been in that environment for so long and you have certain regiments and routines and things that you're used to in that house?
Yeah, it's always an issue. You're going to worry about not being comfortable wherever you're going, but it could be an improvement too at the same time, so I'm just waiting to go, try, see how it goes, and then, go from there.
All right. A lot of foreigners have gone to Korea for brief periods of time, and they haven't stuck, so you've been there for obviously quite some time. Do you think it's a matter of just, culture shock, or just the mentality you have, or is it just the motivation that a lot of players lack that's kind of preventing them from staying in Korea as you have?
I think it's motivation and discipline. It's you're going to miss your family and your friends. More so, you're just going to, you got to work really hard for it. And Western players are generally more spoiled and selfish than Korean players, and they don't realize how grateful they should be for the situation they're in. So, they don't take it as seriously. So I think that's it.
Okay. Moving on to your team, you've spent a good amount of time in EG now, and you've been to several events with them. Obviously, all teams have positives and negatives. Can you compare the experience of EG with what you had with Liquid?
I would say at this point, EG versus Liquid. I was with Liquid for a longer time, so I think I was closer with some of the players in Liquid. But, I mean, that's only expected. When I first joined Liquid, I wasn't really close with them either. Right. But I get along with all the EG guys. EG treats me like a prince, basically. Treats me better than Liquid. I mean, they have, car pick me up, help me get to the airport. If I ever need a drink or complain or anything, they're just great. So I think, EG's just top notch. I mean, they take really good care of me. Everybody that's, part of our team, like Scoots and Alex and Anna and Cody and, just everybody's super, super good.
So as you mentioned, your parents are here this weekend. Mm-hmm. When you first started playing StarCraft 2 pretty seriously before you really got established, what was their reaction when you kind of started pursuing it on a professional level?
When I first started doing it professionally, I was in the process of joining the military, and I just, I was living with my dad at the time, and my dad, I was pretty grown up at a young age, and I went through a lot of things in my life which made me do so. So he pretty much just said, I just want you to be happy, make whatever decisions you want, just make sure you're doing something, you have some direction. And I said, well, I can play this game for money, and they can pay for my travel. So I'll do this for I signed a short contract, it was 3 months, and I was like, if it goes well, I'll stick with it. If it doesn't, I can just join the military in 3 months, because it was a long process anyways. And then fortunately for me, it went well. I won MLG Raleigh, and then Liquid picked me up, and now I can make a pretty good living off of StarCraft 2, and I can travel, and it's good. So they're happy. They're happy.
Okay, so yeah, as they're here now, being supportive of what you're doing, how important is it to know now that they're here supporting you and they're behind your career?
Yeah, my dad, and especially my whole dad's side of the family, they my mom's side knows about it too, but my dad's side's they're all watch the streams whenever I'm at tournaments or whatever. They don't understand the game at all, but they know when GG happens that someone won the game or something, which is pretty amazing. I mean, especially since they don't understand the game. I mean, if you don't understand something and you watch it a lot, I mean, and you're just waiting for the outcome, you got to sit there for 30 minutes and you have no idea what's going on, but you just hope for the best. And they're all really supportive, and it means a lot to me, and I'm glad that they care enough to, watch and, I don't know, enjoy it.
All right. So thanks for taking the time to sit down with us. Go ahead and shout-outs, plugs, all that good stuff.
MyG.net, our sponsors. I don't know them all, but they're here, and we love them. To EG staff, that's really helped me, do as well as I can do. Taking care of me. To all my family, friends, and fans, I love you. Thank you for your support, and yeah, just thanks.
All right, thank you.
Bye.